Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 20th of November 2020. You can see here two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 8 to 9 very important and the most important current affairs of the 20th of November 2020. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription that you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription by two methods. That is, firstly, you can visit our website, that is affairscloud.com/current affairs, or you can directly visit the description box of this video. There is a link in the description box, and by visiting this link, you can directly visit the subscription area. What you will get in the subscription? You will get the daily wise current affair PDF. Under this PDF, you will get the theoretical current affairs and the question and answer PDF of the day. Next is the weekly PDF section, all the current affairs arranged according to the week. And there is a weekly test also, and it is also in the PDF format. And guys, this is very important to evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain. And last is the monthly PDF section, and it is very important because in the monthly PDF section you will get the 5 PDFs. One is related to the theoretical current affairs of the month. Second is related to the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs converted into the question and answer format. Next is Pocket PDF, as the name suggests that it is very important to revise the current affair very quickly. Next is the Banking, Finance and the Economy PDF. Again, it is very important for the banking aspirants. Next is the Current Affairs Question and Answer PDF Top 100. It means top 100 current affairs of the month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise and retain the current affairs for long time period. So this subscription comes at very minimal cost. On my request, if you visit that website or the description box link, then you will realize and you will surprise to see the price. And guys, on that small price or the at least price, we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount on that minimal cost. Now let's start today's current affair, that is 20th of November, and here is our first question. And it is the most important question. Which city became the first city in the country to get ISO 9001-2015 certification for fecal sludge and septage management services? Now, this is basically sewage management. It is basically meaning the sewage management or the fecal sludge and the septage management services. And it become the first city of the country who gets this ISO certification for this type of the facility, that is FSSMM. And guys, the answer is very simple, and answer is Bhubaneswar. Remember, answer is C, and it is a capital of Odisha. It is a capital of Odisha. Odisha state is very famous, and my one of favorite chief minister, that is Naveen Patnaik ji. And guys, mark under the most important because it is the first city who get this ISO certification of 9001 slash or hyphen 2015. You can see here, Bhubaneswar become first city in India to get ISO certification for the sewage treatment plant, or you can say the fecal sludge and the septage management. It means all the city fecal sludge and the septage managed through the Odisha government initiatives. You can see here, Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation was the first civic body to implement FSSM regulations in Odisha. The national policy on the fecal sludge and the septage management was launched by the Ministry of Urban Development in 2017. But only one municipal corporation, that is Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation, became the first who implemented this. Objective of FSSM that to ensure that all Indian cities and towns become totally sanitized, health and livable, and ensure sustenance of good sanitation practices. It means everyone can live in a sanitized and the healthy environment. That's why there is the main objective of the FSSM. So remember, this FSSM stands for the fecal sludge and the septage management, and it is the Bhubaneswar. And guys, Odisha is very famous. I already told you the chief minister is Naveen Patnaik, and Odisha is very famous for its biosphere reserve, that is the Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. There is a Bhitarkanika National Park also there. There is a river, that is Mahanadi River in Odisha. And there is a dam on the Mahanadi River, that is the Hirakud Dam. Remember, Hirakud Dam. And it is the longest dam of India. Remember, longest dam of India. Move to next question. Which state approved Divyangjan Shaktikaran Yojana? Divyangjan Shaktikaran Yojana, or the Divyang Shaktikaran Yojana, to empower persons with disability, because Divyang means that is the disability. So they the state want to basically empower the Divyangs by starting this type of the scheme known as the Divyang Shaktikaran Yojana. and the state is, guys, Punjab. Remember, the answer is B. You can see here, Punjab cabinet approves scheme to empower persons with the disabilities, and this is the Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh. And Punjab is very famous state because of the agriculture produce, and a very prosperous state in the agriculture also. And Punjab is very famous for its largest production of the kinnus, all over India. Maximum production of kinnus lies with the Punjab. Remember, the scheme will be implemented in two phases. Phase 1 will strengthen the existing program to ensure that benefits reach people with disabilities. It means the already going scheme should reach to the every disabled. This is the phase 1 target. And in the phase 2, they will introduce 13 new interventions. It means new schemes proposed to undertaken for the empowerment of such person. This is the main initiative of the Punjab. So one keyword is very important, that is Divyang Shaktikaran Yojana. Move to next question. From which country Indian Navy received the ninth Poseidon 8I maritime surveillance aircraft? Now, a most important keyword is the Poseidon 8I. Remember, this type of maritime aircraft we bought from USA. Remember, we bought from USA and USA delivered. Already USA delivered 8, but we ordered 4 more. So that's why it is the first from the 4 order. It means we already received 8, but we again ordered 4 more Poseidon 8I. So in the out of 4, they delivered 1. So remember this, and it is from USA. So most important keyword is the Poseidon 8I belongs to the USA, as same as the Rafale belongs to the France, as same as the Poseidon belongs to the USA. You have to remember this. This is the picture of the Poseidon, and Indian Navy receives Poseidon 8I surveillance plane. This is the 9th one, because I already told you India received 8 already from the USA, and we ordered 4 more, and out of 4 we received 1 at Goa Naval Air Base. You can see here the P8I aircraft received on the 18th of November 2020, and it is the first of the 4 additional planes ordered by India after completion of the initial order of 8 aircraft. It means we already received 8. Indian Navy received this 9th Poseidon 8I maritime surveillance aircraft from United States at the INS Hansa Goa Naval Air Base. It means it landed on the Goa Naval Air Base. India signed a deal of USD 1.1 billion USD with the US for 4 additional that is the Poseidon 8I aircraft. So remember, it is capable of long range anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare intelligence, surveillance, and the surveillance in sport of the board area. So this is just a techniques of this Poseidon 8I, but no need to remember. Just remember as I asked the question that from which country India bought this Poseidon 8I. Remember this. Now move to next question. Which city became the first Indian city to have an urban plan with gender specific focus? It means they just want to empower the women, and they started some infrastructural work with respect to the gender specific. So remember, the state or the city is the Mumbai, and state is Maharashtra. So remember, if they are asking the state, then mark Maharashtra, otherwise answer should be the Mumbai. Mumbai city became the first Indian city to have an urban plan with gender specific focus. You can see in the picture also, Mumbai has become the first Indian city designated infrastructure for women on its urban plan. It means they can be used specifically for the women. In a game-changing plan, the financial capital of India, that is Mumbai, has become the city in the country with a gender-specific city urban plan. It means infrastructure will be dedicated to the women, which has provisions for designated spaces for the needs of women. Any type of the needs, any type of the infrastructure. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, also known as the Bombay Municipal Corporation, has added a chapter titled Gender, Special Groups and Social Equity under the revised draft plan of 2034. Under the new plan, approximately 90 land reservation of physical and social infrastructure will be there to address women needs like education, health, housing and safety and so on. It means the revision plan will be implemented in a phased manner, and all the specific places will be completed by the year of 2034. That is the basically revised draft plan of the Municipal Corporation of the Mumbai. So remember this. And in simple word, you can say this venture will push Mumbai into becoming a prominent woman-friendly city. Remember this, and it is they are basically establishing women specific places, and they are only promoting the gender equality and the women empowerment. So mark this question under the most important, because Mumbai become the first Indian city. Now moving to next question. And Mumbai is, guys, important, or state Maharashtra is very important. Two national parks are very important. That is the Sanjay Gandhi National Park and Tadoba National Park. Tadoba National Park. Two ports are there. Two ports are very famous. That is the Mumbai port, and second is the Jawaharlal Nehru port, also known as the Nhava Sheva port. Remember these two or three things, very important. Next question under very important, or the most important section. Which airport became the first airport in Asia Pacific region to get level 4 plus transition carbon accreditation? The most important word in this news is the carbon accreditation. Now, what is this meaning, carbon accreditation? The airport carbon accreditation is a global standard for carbon management in the airport sector. It means to reduce the carbon emission at the airport level. The airport carbon accreditation program of ACI was launched in year of 2009. Remember, it was launched in 2009, and in 2016, this airport became the first airport in the Asia Pacific to get level 3 plus transition carbon accreditation. But now it will become the 4 plus. It means ranked high on the, because in 2016 it was ranked 3 plus. Now it was ranked as 4 plus. So remember. And this airport is the Indira Gandhi International Airport, that is New Delhi. Remember, Indira Gandhi International Port, New Delhi. And all airports you have to know about, that Lal Bahadur Shastri International Airport, that is in Uttar Pradesh. Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, that is the Calcutta International Airport. Veer Savarkar International Airport lies in the Andaman and Nicobar. So remember the airport name and the location of the airport. I am repeating again. Lal Bahadur Shastri International Airport, that is in UP. Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, that is in Calcutta Airport. And Veer Savarkar International Airport, that is Andaman and Nicobar. And the answer is the Indira Gandhi International Airport, all you know, that is in the New Delhi. You can see here, Delhi Airport achieves new height in Asia Pacific for carbon accreditation. You can see here also. The airport was accredited under ACI Airport Carbon Accreditation Program for its work in aligning its carbon management with global climate goals to reach net zero emission reduction. It means there should be no emission of the carbon. The airport is owned and operated by the GMR Group. No need to learn that. The Delhi airport reached level 3 plus in 2016. I already told you, and became the first carbon neutral airport in Asia Pacific region. And the environment friendly infrastructure of the airport includes electric vehicle charging facility, sewage treatment plant, water treatment plant, and so many things like bridge mounted equipment, like fixed electric ground power units, or you can say the preconditioned air supply system, and very important and advanced hydrant systems. So these technologies basically are you can say the environment friendly technologies. That's why they awarded as the level 4 plus accreditations. So remember this is the Delhi International Airport. Move to next question. Who is currently chairman of Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India? That is a static GK question, so you can answer this. This is very simple. That IRDA chairman is currently Subhash Kumar Khuntia. So remember, Subhash C. Khuntia, that is currently the chairman of Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. Because Ajay Tyagi is currently chairman of the SEBI. Remember, Securities and Exchange Board of India, he is currently chairman of SEBI. And who is H.L. Dattu? Justice H.L. Dattu is currently chairman of, yes, National Human Rights Commission, NHRC. National Human Rights Commission is chairman H.L. Dattu. And who is S.N. Rajeshwari? This is the news basically. You can see in the picture, S.N. Rajeshwari appointed whole-time member of IRDAI, that is Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. She become the whole-time member of the IRDAI. Remember this. But this news is not so much important because she become member, not the chairman. So this is the news. Basically, I covered this news as a chairman. So you can remember the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority chairman. Next is the Francisco Sagasti, sworn in as the interim president of the Peru. And now most important thing, the name, that is the Francisco. And the second, that is sworn in as the interim president. It means the temporary president. It means the temporary president. Because in 2021, there is a general election in the Peru. So till 2021, he will become the temporary president of the Peru. Temporary president of the Peru. And the Congress of the Republic of Peru voted Francisco Sagasti as the interim president to stabilize the protest in the country following the departure of 2 presidents in a week. It means 2 presidents changed in a week. Because recently Manuel Merino also appointed as the president, but on the 15th November, due to protest, he resigned. And before Manuel Merino, there was another president, that is the Martin Vizcarra. He also resigned on the 9th November. It means one president resigned on the 9th November, second resigned on the 15th November. It means within a week, 2 presidents resigned due to the protest. Now, a new person appointed, that is the Francisco Sagasti, who will lead the country till the 2021 general election. Now, most important part here is the Peru. The Peru country consists in the basically South America, and the capital is Lima. Remember, capital is Lima. So many times asked in the exam. Capital is Lima, and currency is Sol, SOL. So if you see the South America, you will see the Lima, Peru in that area. So this is the basically Lima, Peru. This is South America, and this is Lima, Peru. And remember the currency is the Sol. Next question, and mark under the very important section, that Mridula Sinha, former and first woman governor of which state, recently passed away. So mark under very important section, because she was the governor and the first woman governor of that state, and that state is, guys, Goa. Remember, that state is Goa. Mridula Sinha, she was the first woman governor of this state, Goa. Remember. And Mridula Sinha was proficient Hindi writer, also contributed in the field of the literature and the culture also. She has served as the chairman of the Central Social Welfare Board, Ministry of Human Resource and Development, also now Ministry of Education. And she was the first woman governor, first and only woman governor of the Goa, that is from 2014 to 2019. So she served recently, so that's why this news comes under the very important section. So remember this. And Goa state is very important, guys, because there is a Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary. There is a Molam National Park. Again important. Saleem Ali Bird Sanctuary is there. And there is a Bondla Wildlife Sanctuary. There are 4, I am telling you. One is the Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary. Second is the Molam National Park. Next is the Saleem Ali Wildlife Sanctuary or the National Park. Next is the Bondla Wildlife Sanctuary. So remember this. There is also one more, Anshi. You can remember by my name, that is Ashu. That is the Anshi National Park. Remember this also. Now you can see in the picture, former Goa governor and the BJP veteran, that is Mridula Sinha, dies. And remember this lady. This question will come. 90% this question will come. Move to next question. Which state government launched Mahapashudan Sanjeevani? To enhance doorstep delivery of livestock care to farmers in the state, so that maximum to maximum utilization of the livelihood or the livestock can takes place. And it is very convenient for the farmers, guys, because the doorstep service will include the treatment, vaccination, artificial insemination, preventive care, and all animal husbandry related information at the doorstep. So this is very important for the farmers of the state. And this state is, guys, all the options are wrong. There is another option, that is Maharashtra. Remember, the state is Maharashtra. So answer of this question is the Maharashtra. Remember, no option is there. So answer is the Maharashtra. So this Maharashtra government basically started Mahapashudan Sanjeevani. So by this Maha word, you can remember the state is the Maharashtra. And they will enhance the doorstep delivery of the livestock care, like any type of the livestock care, like treatment, vaccination, artificial insemination, preventive care, and all animal husbandry related information. And Maharashtra is a very important state. I already told you 3 or 4 things very important. You can see here BFIL, that stands for the Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited. Ties up with the Maharashtra government to provide livestock care. It means they will help to provide the livestock care to the state of Maharashtra. You can see here BFIL, a subsidiary of the IndusLand Bank, and signed a memorandum of understanding with the Animal Husbandry Department of the Maharashtra. The scheme will be implemented under Mukhyamantri Pashu Swasthya Yojana. If you belongs to the Maharashtra, then read this news and read this Mukhyamantri Pashu Swasthya Yojana. The doorstep services, I already told you, it includes vaccination, curative treatment, artificial insemination, preventive care, and all animal husbandry related information at the doorstep. So this is the basically more important information. Move to next question, and it is, guys, November 19, 2020, International Men's Day. nobody is basically promoting this type of the day. Because if it is the International Women Day, everybody is basically on the Twitter is wishing to all the women, and there is a discount in the restaurants at the International Women Day, but there is International Men Day, so no one. I am not complaining. Basically, I am just awareing you guys. This is the International Men's Day. Better health for men and boys. Better health for men and boys. So remember. So why this day is celebrated? It is just to create awareness about the difficulties that men face on a global scale. Women also face, but this is the International Men Day, so we are talking about only the men face on a global scale. The problems faced by the men or the difficulties faced by the men on a global scale. So remember this, International Men's Day, better health for men and boys. Now moving to next day, that is the Women Entrepreneurship Day. That on the same day, that is when the International Men's Day is celebrated, the another day comes related to the woman, that is the Women Entrepreneurship Day. That is on the 19th November 2020. 19th November 2020 on the same day. So by the name you can remember that why this day is celebrated is just to empower and support the women entrepreneurs in business across the globe. That's why on the 19th November this day is celebrated. Now, next day is World Toilet Day. World Toilet Day. So, why this type of day is celebrated on the 19th of November 2020? And the theme is Sustainable Sanitation and Climate Change. Sustainable Sanitation and Climate Change. Remember, World Toilet Day. And for the toilets, we started the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And first time this day is celebrated in 2013 by the United Nations. And why this day is celebrated is just to raise awareness to the people across the globe who are living without any access to safety managed sanitation. So that's why Indian government in 2014 started this type of the mission to promote the toilet construction or the sanitation, that is by the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And it is also a sustainable development goal. It is also a sustainable development goal number 6, because total sustainable development goals are 17. And under Sustainable Development Goal 6, there is a target that water and sanitation for all by 2030, because deadline of Sustainable Development Goal is the 2030. Remember this. So it is the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, that water and sanitation for all by 2030. And what is the theme? Sustainable sanitation and climate change. Now these 3 days like International Men Day, Women Entrepreneurship Day and World Toilet Day, that all comes on the 19th of November. So you can remember all these days by one line, and it is created by me for you guys, that in India, if you want to celebrate Men Day, then you have to empower women by providing entrepreneurship and giving them right to build toilet in home. So remember this line. If you remember this line, you can remember the 19th of November, 3 days, and 3 days are important. All are important days. So I am repeating the line. In India, if you want to celebrate Men's Day, then you have to empower women by providing entrepreneurship and giving them right to build toilet in home. Because behind every successful man, there is a hand of a woman. So it means to celebrate Men Day, you have to empower the women by providing entrepreneurship and giving them right to build toilet in home, so that maximum to maximum sanitation can be achieved. So remember this line, you can remember the 19th. And guys, moving to the last section, this is the one-liner important points. First point, United Nations teams up with the 100 scientists to build public confidence in the COVID-19 vaccine through Team Hello. So remember, one most important word, that is the Team Hello, is created by the United Nations. In simple word, you can say over 100 scientists from different countries have joined hand to tackle the issue of the misinformation surrounding COVID-19 vaccine, that it will come in 2 days, it will come in the 5 days. So all the misinformation related to the COVID-19 vaccines will be tackled by these 100 scientists or from the different countries. And this is known as the Team Hello. These scientists have come together under Team Hello, an initiative undertaken by the United Nations in collaboration with the various universities. And the main university is the Vaccine Confidence Project at the University of London. And main university is the University of London. So remember this Team Hello and the United Nations team. Next, India among 6 countries with highest tally of infants who did not get measles vaccine. So this is just information, not in news basically. Next, United Nations ESCAP report cites the role of ISRO Bhuvan in assisting Indian government to contain COVID-19. And most important keyword here is the Bhuvan, and it is a basically geospatial assistance of the ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization. Bhuvan is a national geoportal development and hosted by ISRO. It contains geospatial data, services, and tools for analysis for combating COVID-19. So remember Bhuvan. Bhuvan, I am repeating again, Bhuvan is a national geoportal developed and hosted by ISRO. It contains geospatial data, services, and tools for analysis for combating COVID-19. Remember this. Now moving to next, 15th Finance Commission recommendations public-private partnerships to increase health infrastructure spending in India. I already told you about Finance Commission. The report time is 2021-22 to 2025-26. The 5-year time period is the report time period of the Finance Commission. And this is the time period of the 15th Finance Commission. Who is the chairman of 15th Finance Commission? That is N.K. Singh, Nand Kishore Singh, and it comes under Article 280 that president can appoint a finance commission for the time period of 5 years. Remember this. Next, digital media outlets must bring down FDI to 26% by October 2021. This is the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting that reduced the FDI to 26% in the media outlets. Any type of the platform at the online media, or in simple word, you can say that Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has issued a notice asking all eligible news website, portals, or you can say aggregators, agencies which are uploading or streaming news and the current affairs through digital media to comply with the 26% foreign direct investment policy for the digital news media. They need to share suitable details within 1 month, that is till the December 16, 2020. So remember, in the media, there is a 26% FDI. This is the main news. And who is the Union Minister of the Information and Broadcasting? That is the Prakash Keshav Javadekar. The full name you have to remember, Prakash Keshav Javadekar. Move to next, S.N. Rajeshwari, appointed as the whole-time member of IRDA. I already covered this news. So remember this. So this is all for you guys. And thank you guys for watching this video. And guys, subscribe this channel and please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And guys, provide 700 plus likes so that we can make more videos on the more content. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. And it is my personal promise that if you are watching the videos regularly, and if you are basically reading the current affairs from the PDF, then your current affairs section will definitely boost and your accuracy will also improve in the current affairs section. Thank you guys for watching this video. And one more important information for you guys, that we are starting live sessions. We are starting the live sessions. 2 days back, we basically created a demo lecture. So many students liked, but we deleted somehow. But now we are starting the live lectures only on the weekly section. So we are providing you weekly session on the Sunday, that is on the live mode. And so my only one request, that before attending this weekly live session on the Sunday, you have to revise all the weekly news, all the weekly news, or you can say all the daily news, so that you can attend the live session in the weekly, because we will not discuss the news in detail. We just cover the questions so that we can revise on the weekly section. So this is news for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, take care.